After last week, I knew just how important this brewery was to the folks of Green Valley. Sure, Ben had been telling me for a few weeks now, but there's something about a whole town telling you the same thing all at once that seems to hit home a little easier. Anyway, the past week has been filled with good news for once. For starters, Ben got us into the local farmers market to showcase some beer for some people over the age of 21. Just a simple marketing technique that we'd hope would get people talking. Elsewhere, the brewery plans were finally done, and I had approved the construction of the brewery's farm. It wouldn't look like a traditional farm, but it'd have a few greenhouses, a place to put equipment, and some land left to put some good-sized fields for wheat, barley, or whatever we decided to plant. Anyway, today will be a different one at work today. Our new farm manager, John, is starting. He's the most experienced of the two candidates we are trying to decide on, and someone I'm excited to see again. It's just another step closer to finally opening this place. Alright, well, let me get this parked and I'll head into the office first. I think I want to get everything ready for John's arrival, so when he gets here I can show him the farm and, well, at least what the farm's going to look like once the new construction's done, which I'm pretty excited about. I think it's something that John can run and really be successful with the farm, and the farm being successful will really save us money on the ingredients for both our beer and for our food over in the cafe. So anyway, let me get in here. Hey, good morning, Ben.
I wish that were the truth, Erd.
What's going on?
Well, I can't find wheat to buy anywhere in town. All the farmers haven't harvested it yet, and they sold what they had from last year, so I need the wheat to brew the beer for the farmers market. I've been having a panic attack here this morning because if we don't deliver on our first promise, people are really going to start looking at us sideways.
All right, give me a few minutes. Let me think.
All right, when you do that, I'm going to go over to production and grab my coffee. I think we're going to have to make several calls here this morning, so we'll both jump on the phone and we'll start calling everywhere. I don't know what else to do, but anyway, I'll be right back.
It's always something, I suppose. The chances of me finding a place to buy wheat over Ben seems extremely unlikely, since Ben has all these connections from his time out here in the business, but I think it's probably going to be a pretty long day for both of us. I'm not at all sure where to buy some wheat, to be honest, locally anyway. The places I know where to buy would probably not get here in time since they're so far out of town, and I'm sure Ben knows about those places. I'm not really sure what to do, to be honest, but
Hello?
Hey, how are you? John, right?
Yes, sir. Here reporting for my first day on the job.
All right, well, happy to have you here. I have a few things we need to do today, but first, you wouldn't happen to know where I can buy some wheat locally, do you?
Locally. I don't think anyone in Green Valley has any wheat left, but I do have a friend over in Fairfield County who might be able to help us out. It's a few hours away, but if he has it, we'd be able to get it back by the end of the day, I think. You want me to give him a call?
That would be great. Yeah, Ben and I are in the middle of a crisis right now. We need to brew some beer for the farmers market, but we don't have any wheat for Ben's wheat beer.
Alright, give me a few minutes and I'll have an answer for you. He always picks up his phone, and if I know him, he knows someone out there who has something.
Good to know. All right, yeah, give him a call if you could. Just let me know where we're at with that.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Well, it'll be really nice if John can come through. Not really sure, or not really expecting too much since, I don't know anyone who grows wheat. So, and anybody who does grow wheat should have gotten rid of it already, but who knows? Some people might hang on to it to sell at later dates. I'm hoping. Like I said, not likely, but I guess we're going to see.
Hey, is that John's truck I just passed?
Yeah, he's making a few calls about the wheat to see if his friend in Fairfield County knows anyone. I'm not really sure what to do, and I'm not really holding out too much hope, but I guess it's better than nothing.
I still can't believe this. Wheat's not really this hard to find when you don't need it, but if for some odd reason you ever do need it, you'll never find it. This is just our luck, Herd. Nice to meet you, John. I'm Ben.
Nice to meet you, Ben.
So, John, did you get a hold of him?
Yeah, he's got some.
All right, perfect.
He has it packaged and on a skid already, so we'll need to buy the whole pallet, but he has it and it's ready to go if we want to pick it up today.
All right, so wait. That's a 2-hour trip each way. You're sure he's ready to go today?
Yeah, I just have to call him back and tell him to get it ready, and it'll be ready to go today.
All right, make the call if you could. Yeah, I'll go get the truck started, and Ben, I'll talk to you later. John, you really came through for us today, so thank you.
No problem, Herd. Just doing my job, you know? I'm just glad I could help us. I've been friends with this guy for a while, so I know he'll give us a fair deal.
Well, I appreciate that, to be quite honest. I mean, I don't know. If I can just get this to Ben by the end of the day, I'll consider it a win for us. And almost regardless of price, just so you know. I just don't tell him that.
Sure. Yeah, getting that by the end of the day should be no problem.
So, John, how'd you get into farming anyway? You seem like you've been doing it a while.
Oh, I sure have, you know. My folks were farmers, and their folks before them. I guess you could say I was born to be a farmer. Growing up on a farm, though, it's a different kind of life. You see, my folks, they worked the land with their bare hands. I saw my dad get up early, walk out the door, and I joined him shortly after. I learned the meaning of hard work when I was knee-high. Early mornings and long days were the norm, not the exception, you know what I mean? But you know what? It wasn't just about the work, Herd. It was about building something. Something that would outlast the both of us. My grandpa used to say, a farm isn't built in a day, son. Every harvest, every setback, it all became a part of me. Hard work wasn't just a means to an end. It was a way of life, etched into the very fabric of who I actually am today. Now, generations later, I'm here trying to continue to make my own farm work. It's been in my family over 100 years, and because of the economy now and how the way things are, I'll soon have to give up this family farm myself.
So you still run a small farm on your land?
Well, yes and no. You know, I got a small place outside of town with a barn and a field that's collecting dust, but both literally and figuratively, I suppose. But how about you? You completely new to this?
Yeah, to farming and brewing, to be honest. So, yeah, very new to both.
So if you don't mind me asking, why would you buy a brewery?
Well, you know, I'm really interested in its potential from a business standpoint. I mean, for starters, I was tired of the city that I was living in, and I was tired of my job, my boss, my life in general. So I felt like I needed to switch some things up and kind of live again. You know, I felt like I fell into the 8 to 5 trap.
Well, you probably work longer days now, don't you?
Well, yeah, I am, but it's for myself, not someone else, which makes a huge difference.
Well, I for one can accept that. Anyway, the farm's up here. He just messaged me and told me he had to go do something, but he left the wheat in the barn. Problem is, the loader we are going to use is acting up, so I'm gonna have to see if I can get that going really quick.
Alright, well, it looks like we might be here a while then. Let's just get in here and assess everything and see what we can do.
Alright, and that should about do it. Hop in, see if it works.
Alright, yes. Started right up.
Good. Now, do you think you can manage to load the wheat into the back of the truck when I get up and get washed and put everything away?
Yeah, I think I could manage that. I think it's the least I can do. Or at least I'll figure it out. Yeah, go get washed up and, I'll try to get this on the back and load it up.
Alright, well, let me know if you need any help.
Alright, well, haven't drove this in a while, and really don't want to damage the truck. That's really the only thing that I really care about. Other than that, if we can just get this loaded up, that would be a bonus. I kind of feel obligated now because John, on his first day, mind you, has found wheat for us and has fixed a problem to get the wheat for us. So John already proving that he is going to be a very valuable asset to this brewery, and we're really lucky to have him. Now, as far as me and lucky to have me, I'm not really sure. We're not really going to prove or demonstrate that with the driving of this thing. I've only drove one of these before, and that was at the dealership, and I decided that I probably wouldn't get one of these. But, I think we're actually going to have to very soon. Now, the tailgate is broke on my truck. I'm not really sure what I did to it, but it is not opening. So we are going to have to load this the hard way. And this is where it gets interesting as I rock the truck. So let's not do that again. Really, I don't care how I get this in. I just need to get this in. Maybe I'll just dump it off. It seems to be stuck. And if I don't break the window, that would be a bonus. And we've got it in. Now let's try to tilt it, and that's fine. That's gonna be fine. That will load. Now we got to get this thing back here into the barn. And then we can get on the road. And me and John are going to be on the road for a couple hours. But we'll get back a little later today. And with us will be some wheat. And Ben's going to be happy. Obviously, he wants to brew some beer. And I want him to brew some beer too, because that's how we're going to make some money in this place. And obviously, we're trying to get everything caught up. We're trying to get the farm built. There we go. And we're trying to get the farm built for the brewery. We're trying to clean up the production spots for the brewery. And yeah, it's gonna ride. That's really all that's important, is that it's gonna ride. Anyway, let's latch this up. Okay, there we go. And let's get on the road. We drove back to the brewery with everything Ben needed to brew his beer with. Of course, like everything to do with this brewery, it wasn't without its troubles. John's ability to fix the solution so quickly had me pretty confident with him running the farm, and it seemed to me that he was very eager to get to work, and once we get this farm built, there'd be no doubt that there'd be a ton of work to get done. As I drove back with John, I got to know a lot about him. His interest in local farming, his preference for stouts when at the bar, or his ideas for the farm, which he had a lot of, and had a lot of good ones. I was very happy with the choice to bring John on. Now, all we needed was a farm for him to manage, and some time for me to learn underneath him. Now we were headed back to the brewery to give this to Ben and start brewing our first beer of the new brewery. To say I was pretty excited would be a pretty big understatement. Well, John, that was a day for sure. At least we got Ben's wheat, even if it is tipped upside down and in a chicken feed bag.
Yeah, well, the important part is that it's here now, and you're able to start.
No, you're right, and I think he's going to be happy. Anyway, I think he's in the office waiting for us. Let's see what he didn't do when we were gone.
Well, at least he has an excuse this time.
Hey, man. Hey, what's going on?
Just excited to have everything here now. How
Well,
did everything
John saved
go?
us again. We got there and the loader wasn't working, so John ended up fixing it on the spot and he got it running again. Then, when he was getting that fixed, I realized that my tailgate's stuck in the up position and won't come down for some reason, so oh well, I got it here.
Yeah, you did, just sideways. And in a chicken feed bag.
Yeah, we're not going to focus on that at the moment. What we are going to do is focus on the fact that we have got wheat on the property now and that you're able to brew some beer for the rest of the day.
Hey, Ben, do you need some help in there with all that?
Sure, John, I could use a hand. See? Already a much harder worker than Sideways Sam over there.
Okay. Anyway, happy to help, Ben. I know underneath your sarcasm, you're happy right now.
I am. Thank you guys, and good work, John, seriously. What a first day.
Hey, I'm just happy to help, guys. Excited to get this place up and running.
All right, well, John, on that, you ready to go brew some beer?
Let's get to work.
All right, you guys have fun. I have to go check messages and do some paperwork for this place. Somebody's got to keep this place running.
Hey there, Herd. This is the Rushville Farm Store. Just letting you know everything just arrived today, and we'll be over tomorrow to start construction.